Good afternoon and welcome to live coverage of the Dritte Liga in Germany, the third league. It's Matchday 8 and we have a massive clash for both clubs here. Eintracht Braunschweig at home to Hansa Rostock, two of the big hitters in this league, as far as club size is concerned at least. As Eintracht currently the top side in the league, but they're up against the surprise strugglers Hansa Rostock, who are near the bottom of the table. So it is an absolutely crucial match for both of these teams. So as I said, it's Eintracht Braunschweig leading the way on match day 8. They've won 6 matches and lost only 1 so far. That was a home hammering to Duisburg, which they'll be worried about facing Hansa Rostock, a very similar size of club and style of play as well. And Hansa Rostock will be hoping to cause an upset here against the side who have the second best defence and attack in the league. And Eintracht Braunschweig will be hoping to extend their lead at the top. Currently going on, it's just at half-time. Halesha in third up against Ingolstadt in fourth. 0-0 there at half-time, and depending on the result, Braunschweig could go 6 points, 4 points, or 3 points clear with a win. Well, they'll be looking to Kobylanski, their top scorer, to create, and also Nick Proschwitz has started to get into the groove after a slow start to life here at Braunschweig. He's now got 3 goals this season, after just struggling for the first couple of games, but now he's just started to fit in, and Braunschweig will be hoping for a similar scoreline to last season as they get us underway here, as Braunschweig won 2-0. That was a mirror image of the away result as Hansa Rostock won 2-0 as well, but here Kessel and a late Feigerschmann clincher got them on their way to the 3 points. So a early touch there for the Rostock keeper Kolke. As Braunschweig have been in fantastic form at the start of this season, as I said, only losing once, winning the other 6 games, and last time out they won 2-1 at Uerdingen, despite being down to 10 men and 1-0 down at that stage, with Fitzner being sent off, so he's suspended today. But they made a comeback with 10 men as Otto and Wieber both scored. As the first shot comes in here from Opoku, he's the main danger man for Hansa Rostock, the man on loan from Hamburg, and it deflected as well as it went wide. So first corner of the game to the away team was on target as well from Opoku. May not have troubled the goalkeeper too much, but could have gone anywhere with that deflection. So it will be the man who took the strike to get this corner in. An out swinger. It's not been dealt with particularly well by Braunschweig, but they eventually will get it clear, at least I think so, as it's deflected back into the path here of the Rostock attacker. Pipic was picking up the ball, and there were danger signs there for Eintracht Braunschweig, who have come slowly out of the dressing room here. Hansa Rostock, on the other hand, really look as though they've got the grip between their teeth for this game. As Bulo will be trying to run things in midfield, picks out Opoku. And for Jens Hertel's side, he needs an improvement on the start of the season. They've won 2, drawn 2 and lost 3 so far. That puts them 15th coming into this game. They've got a negative goal difference as well, and they are level on points with teams in the drop zone. And if they lose heavily here, they could even drop into the relegation zone early in the season, which is not what's expected, as that's a tremendous goal. Goodness me. Neidhardt breaking forward from left back and absolutely lashing in a beauty from 25 yards. on his wrong foot, and Hansa Rostock get the deserved early lead here. A terrific strike down the centre of goal, such power in it. As the build-up play, immaculate too, and he hits it first time. No chance of Vizic in goal. That is a wonderful goal. Going for pure power rather than placement there, Neidhardt. And that's 1-0 to the away side. So Jens Hertel, as I said, looking for an improvement. He's got one already here. That's only their third away goal of the season so far. They've got no wins away from home as well. And that is the ideal start for them, as they've been improving slowly as the season's gone on. A couple of match days ago, they got a 2-2 draw with Ingolstadt. And then a win last time against Preußen Münster with that man, Opoku, scoring in the 77th minute. But they don't have to wait that long this time for a goal. A fantastic strike from Neidhardt. Such power. Well, that is a cracking start to this match. Now let's see what Eintracht Braunschweig can do to react to that. They do tend to fall behind in games and can battle back. Let's see if they can do it here against Hansa Rostock, as Proschwitz picks the ball up deep. Well, they've barely touched the ball, really, in this opening 5 minutes. Finally, a spell of possession for them, the home team. As Weber looks over the top here, but that will be an easy catch for Kolke. 5 minutes on the clock. A storming start from Hansa Rostock. As Opoku lays the ball off to the goal scorer, Neidhardt. Well, he looked as surprised as I was by that strike on his right foot. And Sonnenberg carrying the ball out from defence here for the away side in red. And they're keeping the ball well here. This is Riebler. As Braunschweig now breaking forward in numbers. The ball out to the right-hand side for Beer. And his final ball in, a poor one. Not precise enough there towards Nick Proschwitz, and the chance has gone. But they were breaking forward there with 4 attackers. And Proschwitz, Kobylanski, Beer and Feigenspan hoping to create something. So far it's Hansa Rostock who have impressed most. Lovely interplay on the edge of the box between Opoku and Breyer, creating the chance for Neidhardt to lash his team ahead. As for Braunschweig, a little bit of team news, as I said earlier. Fitzner is suspended. Fürstner is out long term. As there's a bit of defending here for Hansa Rostock to do, and they've done it well. And Kammerbauer apparently will come on for his long-awaited debut. It's on the bench. Will probably come on for Nerig, we hear, as Nerig hasn't really trained much this week during the international break. As for Hansa Rostock, well, their captain Riedel and the midfielder Öztürk are injured. That means Mladic comes in for a first start. Strafe, the Canadian centre-back, also out of the first 11. With Sonnenberg coming in. Opoku was a doubt for the game, but he is in from the start. Nati was also doubtful, but he's made it onto the bench, the Danish player. As Braunschweig have reacted pretty well to falling behind early here to this man Neidhardt. Well, at the moment, Pipic is having a big effect on this game as he gets the ball out to the right-hand side for Butzen. Now Breyer. Out to the right-hand side. This is Omladic. Blasting his attempted cross into the defender there. Pipic will pick up the loose ball in midfield. Just to keep you up to date with what's going on in the other game in the Dritte Liga today, could affect the standing, especially of Eintracht Braunschweig. It's 1-1 between Ingolstadt and Halesha now, with Halesha equalising. It's 0-0 at half-time, so 2 goals there in the opening 7 minutes of the second half. Exciting already this season in the Dritte Liga. So 10th minute, 1-0 to Hansa Rostock. And Erik just losing out there as he tried to blast the ball up the field. But it drops here for Fizic, who was grasping thin air as that shot from Neidhardt reined in. Nkansa to Becker. And it seems as though Braunschweig have just taken the sting out of the game here. Slowly but surely working their way into this one as Kubelanski tried to flick the ball around the corner there. This ball retrieved by Becker, keeping the ball moving. The ball down the left here, and it was a poor one really. Didn't really give Feigenschmann much of a chance of getting hold of the ball there. As Prochwitz puts the keeper Kolke under pressure. The Hansa Rostock playing their way out of trouble here. Now launching it forward for Breyer. Lays it off. Pipic again. Bulo. It's a lovely ball out towards the left here for Neidhardt, flicking it on for Opoku. The ball across the 6-yard area. And well, there was some hesitancy there from Fizic. Could have been more proactive in grabbing hold of the ball, to be honest. But he let it drift across the 6-yard area. Must have got a call from his defence. But again, Hansa Rostock, the away side, threatening more than Eintracht Braunschweig. Braunschweig would have had more the possession of recent times, but when Hansa Rostock come forward, they look more dangerous. And Pipic out for Omladic. Just playing it between themselves here at the moment. Neidhardt is 3 on the left-hand side. If Omladic sees him, he did, but decided not to play the pass. Now Neidhardt gets it. Playing back to Sonnenberg. And the experience of Kai Buller will be absolutely crucial for Hansa Rostock in this game, especially 1-0 up away from home. He knows what to do to grind out these kind of results that Hansa Rostock need. There's Nkansa. Back to Fizic here. Coming up towards the centre circle. And now comes Kessel forward for the first time. And he goes down under the challenge of Opoku. Well, Kessel has been in fine goal-scoring form so far this season. Zapoku didn't quite have the pace to keep up with Kessel there. And the old-fashioned shoulder charge. A dangerous position here for a free kick for Braunschweig to get the ball in. Kobylanski, he's their main set-piece taker. He'll be looking for the likes of Kessel, who's lined up in the centre. Nick Proschwitz too. We're hoping to profit from this, but there's plenty of red shirts back to deal with it. So Kobylanski in towards the far stick. It's headed back across. It's a dangerous one. And Proschwitz couldn't get the header on target. It was just above him. He was leaning back as well as he took the header on. An uncomfortable one, really, as it's bouncing around everywhere. And you can see he's just trying to nod it somewhere towards the goal. And it ended up high and wide. 15th minute and big chance there for Braunschweig. As we see Christian Flutmann, the Braunschweig coach, for the first time on the sidelines as Hansa Rostock decide to break forward again here. This is Breyer out towards the right-hand side. Butzen supporting. Now in by Breyer. And cleared away by Kessel. It's a good header as well to send Feigenschwan away. And Kai Bühler, though, had him tracked all the way. Well, what a start to the game with that fantastic goal from Neidhardt. Blasting home from just outside the area. Since then, things have rather settled down, as Halesha in the other game have now taken the lead against Ingolstadt. Well, for Eintracht Braunschweig, a draw between those two would be ideal, really. You don't want to win for either side. As Kobylanski gets the ball in, that was a dangerous one. Well taken by Kolke. With Proschwitz making the late run into the box. Well, Kobylanski has been the fulcrum for Braunschweig so far this season, with 5 goals and 3 assists. Early in his career for Braunschweig. That's a lovely little touch from Mladic to get himself bursting down the right-hand side. He's well challenged in the end, and Braunschweig come away with the ball. And then another great challenge in the centre, this time from Bühler. And that set Hansa Rostock on their way. Opoku could be through here. He just has to check back onto his right foot. His cross is deflected towards Pipic, and he couldn't quite take it on there. Well, that is symptomatic of the game so far, that Braunschweig, when they go forward, look a little bit plodding. Hansa Rostock, on the other hand, though, creating chances every time they come forward, as it looks as though Vollmann is down here injured in the centre circle after those challenges were flying in. Well, one number 10 helping the other to his feet there, Kobylanski. Let's have a look here. Well, it's a late challenge coming through the back there from Becker. Don't think he saw it coming, Vollmann. That was the problem. Should be okay to continue, I'd imagine. Well, there is the table at the moment, with Halesha in fact taking the lead in the table. Braunschweig down to second on goal difference. be hoping to grab the win here. Braunschweig and stay clear early on in the season. We did have that strange loss to Duisburg a couple of match days ago here. As there's a chance here for Bear. He's got the pull back, and it's in the end the shot from Kobylanski, which is deflected and easy for the goalkeeper to gather. Wow, Bear could easily have taken on the shot there himself as he was through on goal here, but he's looking up for his teammates in the middle. Could have been a little bit more greedy there, I have to say. It's no 20th minute of the game, and just signs that Braunschweig are starting to get a little bit of success in breaking through. Hansa Rostock here. Now Pipic. Trying to find the run there of Breyer. Just got it caught under his feet though as he ran into the box. Sonnenberg dealing with that ball forward towards Kessel. And he will take the throw in here. And that ball will just drift out of play, so another potential attack breaks down too easily for Braunschweig. Looks as if Flutman is a little bit agitated there on the sidelines. Hansa. For Becker. Hansa dropping very, very deep here in behind his own defensive line. Obviously worried about the pace that Hansa Rostock have when they come forward, particularly Opoku. Hansa Rostock giving Braunschweig very few options here to pass forward. They're marking up really well, and Mladic there stepping in easily to pick the ball up there. And that will be a goal kick for the away team. Short pass there from Kolke, setting Hansa Rostock on their way. Well, they look very confident in possession, Hansa Rostock. As Vollmann passes out to the right-hand side. Well, you suddenly wouldn't believe that they're languishing near the bottom of the league. Looking forward every time they get the ball. Now Opoku flicking on. And that's a foul on the Braunschweig man. From Mladic, who's everywhere at the moment. He and Pepic really causing problems for Eintracht Braunschweig. Midway through this first half, and Braunschweig losing at home to Hansa Rostock. As Halesha have now extended their lead at Ingolstadt to 3-1. So as it stands, Braunschweig here will be desperate for the win to stay top after this weekend. Even a point will do for them. Gets it forward for Hansa Rostock again. Good run off the ball from Pepic. Just drifting infield here, finding a Poku. Looking for the quick 1-2 with Follman, but Follman on the turn net, taking the strike on. And forcing Fezic into the save there. A relatively easy one, but he may have been surprised by that snapshot from Follman. Looked for all the world as though he and Opoku were going to link up again. And this is Opoku, and he's lifted the ball over the top there a little bit too early. Braunschweig seem to have recovered from that shaky start somewhat. It's still finding it difficult to create chances. That's a rather aimless ball forward. Far too easy for Hansa Rostock to deal with. It's Neidhardt, the number 7 there, is the man who so far is winning this game. Looking to break forward to bolster the attack. Hansa Rostock there doing well to see off that threat down the left, but a foul coming in from Butzen. That will do for them though, they can reset their defence. It's all a little bit slow here at the moment from Eintracht Braunschweig. Not enough urgency from them. That's that long ball forward. Too much for Kessel. Never going to get there. The Eintracht Braunschweig fans at the moment just silenced apart from the ultras in that corner that we can see. A lot of noise coming from the away end. And no wonder with their team leading 1-0 here. Hansa Rostock have been inconsistent this season. You wouldn't believe it on the first 26 minutes of play here. As Neidhardt strides forward again. Finding Follman. And Pepic. There's a man out wide right who's free, and Bulo there looking for him, but there was no run forward as the ball was played into space. Gievski with the long throw up the field. Need to get Proschwitz more involved, Braunschweig. As Opoku just trying to poke it towards Follman there. Challenge coming in on him though, blocking the ball. As Nierig is down. As I said earlier on, Nierig was a doubt for the game anyway, having barely trained, and it looks as though he's in trouble here. Well, he certainly needs treatment. So we might see Kammerbauer come on earlier than expected. He's just caught there accidentally by Opoku. 50-50 challenge. Oh, no hint of a foul at all. Well, it's a chance then for Flutman to get his team together and try and force their way back into this game before half-time. As there's a cracker going on now between Ingolstadt and Halesha. Ingolstadt have pulled a goal back to make it 3-2 to Halesha. Remember, the First half ended goalless there, so 5 goals, and they've still got 18 minutes to play. So Nerig is finally back to his feet here, but he's limping very gingerly to the sideline. Looks as though it could be a bit of a dead leg for Bernd Nerig. He won't want to come off with his team 1 down in the first half. He's a very proud player. Just a little shake of the head there. As Beer's getting a really good talking to here by Flutman. Had a chance earlier to play the ball in and overcooked it. As the treatment for Nerig continues. So Braunschweig just down to 10. Until he's recalled to the field. Looks as though they're going to try and let him play on. Here he is, he returns to the field, but he's not running freely. Well, that could be a real boost for the likes of Pepic in midfield to take him on. Playing in similar areas in the pitch. As we come up towards half an hour played, and Jens Hertel must be delighted with how this is going so far. His team plan has worked perfectly, as his team got the early lead. Poku picks up the loose ball here on the left wing. Now Pepic. And Nerig running very, very heavily at the moment as the ball is drilled through towards the right-hand side. KFC over there up against Boutsen, and it will be the throw for Braunschweig. Perhaps now a chance for Braunschweig to build an attack here from this throw. Beardo running into the challenge of Neidhardt. Hansa Rostock certainly deserved this lead that they took early. They haven't looked as though they just want to sit on it. So here we see the Hansa Rostock subs warming up on the sidelines. And that's Bulo. Out towards Mladic. Into midfield again for Mladic. And the ball floated towards Apoko, and he's flicked on here. Unfortunately, Neidhardt just couldn't quite get there. It was really dangerous. A crossfield ball towards Apoko. As that's a lovely run from Pepic down the left-hand side here. Can he deliver the ball into the box, though? He does flick it in. And couldn't quite take it on there, Breyer. It's a tricky ball for him to control. As we have 12 minutes to go now before half-time. Hansa Rostock will look to hold on to this narrow lead going into the break. As the ball is hacked clear by Kolke. And a challenge there in midfield, meaning it's a free kick for Braunschweig. Kolke just a little bit over physical. In the aerial challenge there. Up against Becker. Played out to the right here for Kessel. Deeper cross coming in that time. Blocked by the Hansa Rostock defence. Oh, frustration here so far for the home team. Haven't really been able to break down the defence at all. As Nierig there lays the ball off. He looks to be running a little more comfortably now. As that's a really poor one. Mladic invited to play the ball forward, and they could get it forward for Opoku here. He's in acres of space. Can he get the strike in? Instead, he looks for his teammates. He lays it back in again. It's 2. Well, Hansa Rostock, what a counter-attack that was. And with 10 minutes left of the first half, they take a 2-0 lead. As it was 6s and 7s at the back for Braunschweig. Breyer making it 2-0. Well, Opoku so clever. As he was in all kinds of space, he could have panicked. With all the time he had, he played the ball across. Instead, it came straight back to him from the clearance. And found Breyer with the first time pass. Absolutely clinical. Lovely little layoff on the side foot, and Breyer arriving right on cue to blast home. Well, no one marking him at all, Breyer, as he came in. And that is a deserved cushion. His 3rd of the season for Pascal Breyer. And goodness me, Braunschweig, the side who are top coming into this game, having just one of those days. We saw it against Duisburg. And now it will be very, very difficult for them to get back into this game if Rostock can go in 2 to the good. We've only got 9 minutes remaining of the first half. And that will be an enormous boost for them. But Braunschweig caught out completely on that counter-attack. No one tracking Opoku at all. Hansa Rostock, remember, were also up there with the favourites for promotion from the Dritte Liga at the start of the season. They got off to a poor start though. Just signs they're starting to click. As there's a chance suddenly for Braunschweig now to make it 2-1, and they have. Well, that came from absolutely nowhere. Bear getting on to the end of a lovely slide rule pass and blasting into the bottom corner. Game on here. As Hansa Rostock, well, their 2-goal lead only lasting a couple of minutes. That will be really frustrating for them, as is Kobylanski laying the ball in there for Bear. And there was never really a doubt once he got in behind the defence. It's a lovely first touch to set himself for the shot. Well, also the 3rd goal of the season for him. And suddenly tails up here for Eintracht Braunschweig from the despair of going 2 down to getting a goal back almost immediately. And here they come again. Racing down the left-hand side. The ball comes in towards Proschwitz. And Successfully cleared by Hansa Rostock. Well, now this could be a cracking game in prospect here. It's already been thoroughly entertaining. And now the Braunschweig just have a sniff here. We could be in for a corker. Could go either way. Both of these teams going head to head here at the moment. Hansa Rostock will be disappointed to concede that goal, having just gone 2 goals up. But it doesn't look as though they're resting on their laurels at all. Here they come forward again. This is a Poku. They'll be looking for the likes of Pipic and Kai Bulo just to calm down the team here, put their foot on the ball. That makes things very interesting indeed. As Kessel gets the ball away from Opoku, who was lurking out on this left-hand side. Well, he certainly looks a talent, the youngster. On loan from Hamburg, he's caused Braunschweig all kinds of problems. It might all be for naught if Braunschweig can complete a comeback here, which they look determined to do. They seem much more urgent now, a 2-1 down, than they did a 1-0 down. This is Nerig. Poku superb defending there, but he's touched it off only as far as Kessel. Kessel and him clash in the box, and he's looking for the penalty, the Braunschweig man. Nothing given though by the referee. We'll have to have another look at that, as neither a penalty nor a free kick was given. As Pipic carries the ball forwards, he's dragged to the ground there by Kubelanski, and some boos around the park here after the decision doesn't go for Braunschweig. Well, Opoku initially doing really well, and then in holding off Kessel there. I'd have to say it's a fair challenge really from Opoku. Perhaps even the foul could have gone against Kessel as he was leaning in on Opoku. For me, fair enough to wave play on. 50-50. As we've got 4 minutes to go here. The Braunschweig trailing 2-1, but they have to deal with this free kick, which will come in from the left-hand side. From Mladic or Opoku to deliver. It will be Opoku. It's a dangerous one as well. Dealt with by Kessel. It's having a lot of defending to do in this game. Well, the first half has absolutely flown by. 3 goals so far. I'm going to say, I'm not sure that's the end of the goal scoring for this first period. Next goal is absolutely key. If Hansa Rostock get it, they'll think that that will kill off Eintracht Braunschweig, surely. But if Braunschweig can level, they'll think that they can go on and win it. The early goal from Neidhardt really settled the away team's superb goal as well. Breyer then in the 35th, making it 2-0 after superb play from Opoku. But Bear only 3 minutes later, putting the jitters amongst the Hansa Rostock players with his goal. Another superb piece of play as well. The ball through to him from Kubelanski, an absolute peach. The camera focusing there on Bert Nerig, still not moving that freely. Perhaps will be withdrawn at half-time. Kammerbauer coming on. We'll see though what Christian Flutman has up his sleeve. That's a loose clearance from Nerig. Still falls here for Feigenspan. Lovely play as he drifts past 3 Hansa Rostock players in one movement. And now the shot raining in from distance. And Bear that time not as accurate with his shot as he was for the goal back. I'm not sure that Proschwitz really appreciated him taking on that long-range effort, as he's not really got into the game yet, the striker. Okay, Bulo. Forward here for Vollmann, just losing out in the challenge in midfield, but getting back well to win it, and win it again. And Mladic is brought down there from behind. That will surely be the first yellow card of the game. Wiebe. It was just jumping in there on Mladic. It's his first yellow of the season. As we're into the final minute of the first 45. We'll have some time added, I'm sure, for that treatment to Bernd Nerik. Hansa Rostock will love to go in with their noses in front. And on the attack here from this free kick. Foreman standing over it. It's a little bit straight, perhaps. He's tried to put a bit of angle on it, but unable to find the runner forward in the end. Rieble it was who was the man up there from the defence. Fizic with the long clearance upfield. Oh, that's wonderful reading of the game here. And Rostock again breaking forward. Breyer into the box for Vollmann. Couldn't quite get there. And Kansa in the end, I think, just nicking it away from him at the last second. As what a game it's been so far, and what a prospect the second half is. You have to join us for that one. With Hansa Rostock at the moment looking as though we're going in with them 2-1 to the good. There'll be 2 minutes of time added on, incidentally. We're already a minute into that. As the long throw comes in from Rieble here. Forza Pepic back to the taker of the throw. Launched back in for Opoku. Another nice touch from him. Magic trying to just dink it over the top, but it's too heavy. And through for Fizic. Oh, the game started with that awesome goal from Neidhardt, and it has continued in the same vein since. Another lovely goal created by Opoku for Breyer, putting the away side 2 up here at the league leaders as we came into the game. Bear, though, pulling a goal back 3 minutes later. As in the last minute in the other game, Ingolstadt versus Halesche, it's still 3-2 for Halesche. So as it stands, they are top of the league. Braunschweig will not like that one bit. And you can imagine they'll throw the kitchen sink at Hansa Rostock in the second half as we go in at half-time with Braunschweig trailing. A big 15 minutes here for Christian Flutmann to try and get his team back into the game. Join us in 15 minutes or so for what could be an absolute corker.
Von Hansa Rostock vor Beginn der zweiten Halbzeit. Der Co-Trainer ist bei uns, Ronny Thielemann. Dieser frühe Führungstreffer, war das Teil des Matchplans heute?
Ja, absolut. Wir haben uns vorgenommen, von Anfang an hier Druck zu machen. Und
So welcome back to the second half between Eintracht Braunschweig and Hansa Rostock in the Dritte Liga. A crucial match for both sides, and it's Hansa Rostock leading 2-1 at half-time. Pressure for Braunschweig as Halesha won in the earlier match against Ingolstadt. Another key result there. It means that as it stands with Braunschweig losing, Halesha are top of the table, and Braunschweig reacting to that by making a double change with Schwenk and Otto both coming on. Otto, a dangerous substitute, especially scored in the last match for them at Uerdingen, and we'll see how those changes will affect the game here as Braunschweig fell 2 down in that first half. A sensational goal from Neidhardt opening the scoring after only 3 minutes for Rostock. Breyer making it 10 minutes before half-time. Before Bear, only 3 minutes later, replied for Braunschweig, but they couldn't quite break through. For the rest of the half, and went in behind. Now, I'm really looking forward to this second half to see what Braunschweig can do from here, or perhaps Rostock can extend their lead again. They have been dangerous all afternoon, and they certainly, for me at least, they deserve their lead going in at half-time. So, as I said, a double change with Schwenk and Otto coming on. Feigenspan and Nerig going off, as there's the first chance already for Rostock. Vollmann with the blocked effort though. Well, they come flying out of the dressing rooms again, as they did in the first half. Well, it looks as though Jens Hertel has just told his team to go out and do exactly what they did in the first half. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And almost making it 3-1 there, Vollmann. A desperate tackle to deny him, as here comes Opoku, but he will never reach that pass down the wing. Thumbs up though for the attempt. As Visic takes the goal kick here. Well, he had no real chance with either goal that he conceded in the first half. The first absolutely lashed down the centre by Neidhardt. The second was Breyer, completely unmarked, found by Opoku with a clever ball. And there was no chance of stopping that. At the other end, Bear scoring with a wonderful finish into the bottom corner after being played through by Kobylanski. But at the moment, Braunschweig, they haven't got their main man, Nick Proschwitz, involved enough in the game. That will be something they'll be looking to do in this second period. remember that the only other time that Braunschweig have really faced a top team here in the Eintracht Stadion, they crashed to a big defeat to Duisburg. Perhaps they are flat track bullies. That's the question being asked at the moment. Maybe they have enough to beat 15 of the teams in this league rather comfortably, but that top 5 along with them, that might be a different story. As I said, Halesha beating Ingolstadt away from home 3-2 to put them top. As it stands with Braunschweig losing, that hurts. We're looking to end the weekend where they started it, on the top of the Dritte Liga. As the Hansa Rostock fans are in full voice, and no wonder. Their first 45 was tremendous for their team, getting off to the best of starts and carrying on the good work throughout the first half, despite conceding to Beer in the 38th minute. And they've started this second half well too, as this is Proschwitz with the hold-up play. You can only find Mladic though. The ball is launched clear. Vollmann just stumbling there as he tried to take the ball on. Otto out to the left-hand side. And surrounded by 3. No real chance there. To get away from the Hansa Rostock players. This is a lovely attempted reverse ball there around the corner towards Mladic, but good defending in the end from Braunschweig. Looks as though they're a little bit more alert coming into this second half here. As Beer looks to find Proschwitz down the channel, and he's just ushered out of the way by Sonnenberg. 5 minutes into the second half, it remains 2-1 to Hansa Rostock. As I said, all the pressure on the home side here. And the ball across and easily away by Hansa Rostock. They will be expecting to do a little bit more defending, I think, in this second half than they had to do in the first. And there's snappier passing and a little bit more direct here as well from Braunschweig, as the defence can leave that bouncing ball to Kolke. Kolke, like Fisic, also blameless for the goal he conceded. So Rostock just giving Kobylanski that little bit of space in a central area in that first half, and he punished them by setting up the goal. Flicked on here towards Vollmann, but too far ahead of the number 10. That's the second half yet to really explode into life as I anticipated. Maybe Opoku can deliver something here to add to the thrill of this game. Tried the crossfield pass towards Breyer, who scored the second. This near side for a throw to Hansa Rostock. This is Pipic, who was absolutely brilliant in the first half, keeping the ball moving. And Kai Bulow controlling midfield. And this is Bulow again, looking for the run forward for the veteran. Just leaving it here for Boutsen. corner here on Mladic, but he wins the throw-in. Hansa Rostock just trying to pin back Eintracht Braunschweig here with the succession of throws deep in the corner. As Braunschweig will surely get this clear, but that's a dangerous ball back. They have managed to get it away up towards the halfway line. It's the team in red away from home with the possession still. Sonnenberg. Oh, much calmer start to the second half than in the first period. Hansa Rostock still showing what they can do here, holding on to possession, but they've just given it away there with the longer pass downfield. This is out towards Otto. Can he keep it in? He does. He gets to the byline. Twisting and turning here, and he's got the corner for Eintracht Braunschweig. Well, it didn't look as though he was going to get there. He did, and still managed to get the corner. What looked like a lost cause. Goodson doing well to face up to him in the end. So we're coming up towards 10 minutes into the second half, as Kobylanski having to deal with some toilet paper by the looks of it being thrown in his direction from the away fans. So what can he deliver here? Gets it towards the far stick. That's a brilliant punch by Kolke. Well, he was looking to set Mladic on his way. Ball out for a throw-in safely by Schwenk there. Well, Braunschweig will miss the influence of Nerig in the middle, going off at half-time. Just looked as though he suffered a leg injury in that first period. Managed to get through to half-time, but didn't reappear for the second. Mladic just missing out in the challenge there to Schwenk. Otto seeing a lot of the ball out on that left-hand side. As that's a loose clearance, it drops for Proschwitz. Couldn't get the shot in. Just had to lay it off for Kobylanski to take on the volleyed effort from outside the box. Blocked though by Hansa Rostock. Just a little bit of danger there created by the target man. And they'll be looking for him again here. Kessel looking up and trying to deliver it, but straight into the hands there of Kolke. Well, already this is much better from Eintracht Braunschweig in this second half. Still, it's Hansa Rostock who lead and seem to be in control of the match. Zapoku, lovely use of his pace there. Up against Weber. And Vollmann now gets in, now flicking it over the top towards Breyer in that left-hand channel. Nice layoff for Opoku here. Well, they all seem to know what each other is doing here, the Hansa Rostock players. They've gelled after an awkward start to the season, it would appear. Oh, here come Braunschweig now, attacking down the right with Kessel. Oh, he's got plenty of space here to deliver. And he finds Proschwitz, who can't redirect the header on target. But the chance is now coming for Eintracht Braunschweig at least. It's a lovely run to get himself into that position. I think it just hits his shoulder rather than the forehead, and that's what sends it flying over the bar. That's easy defending for Hansa. Getting it back to Fezic. And the foul coming in on Mladic there from Hansa this time. There's a little glare at the referee's assistant. Really think he has a point to make, to be honest. Looked as though he just caught Mladic on the run. Tactical foul. As Pipic stands over the free kick here. Thought about launching it long. Has a rethink and then goes for the ball straight down the middle towards Bulo. Lovely layoff. And Follman was closing in on it. They want the corner. Well, it certainly had a strange flight to the shot there from Follman. Did it touch the defender last, though? That was a great idea here. And that is lovely from Bulo. It certainly looks as though that should have been a corner. Coming up towards the hour mark. As here come Hansa Rostock again. And that's a dirty little challenge in the centre. They're coming in. Otto, it was just catching. Midfield looks as though the referee not going to take any further action. I think that should have been a yellow card. As Pipic is the man down injured. See, they're going hard on the Achilles. Nowhere near the ball. From behind as well. I think the referee should have clamped down on that one. Rasmus Pedersen looks as though he's going to come on imminently with an hour played. It seems as though Opoko is the man who's going to be withdrawn in that change. As I mentioned, he was a doubt for this game after his action with the youth teams for Germany. And he came in from the start. He's lasted an hour. Now maybe the chance to give him a little rest as Pipic is finally up here, but he's limping away. That looks like a heavy one, and I'm still certain that there should have been a yellow card for Otto for the challenge on him. Doesn't look as though he can continue here, so it's going to have to be a double change for Hansa Rostock. That's a big blow. Pipic has been running this game from midfield. We see the tackle again here. It's a nasty one. Referee was looking straight at it, but no yellow. And there's no chance that Pipic will be able to continue here. That's a real shame. So it will be Nati to come on, the Dane. Like-for-like replacement in the centre for Hansa Rostock. They'll be hoping that Nicolas Nati can have as big an effect on this game as Pipic did from the start. He's got Kai Bulo in there to help him as well. So Opoku still on then for Hansa Rostock. That change wasn't made in the end. So a little break there for that injury to Pipic. That will be added on at the end, about 2 minutes or so. Opoku trying to just get the ball in towards the centre of the penalty area. As here comes Bear now on the counter-attack and caught there in the centre, and that will be a yellow card. Neidhardt the man who got the goal scoring underway with that early goal. Just bringing down Bear on the run there. He knew exactly what he was doing, Neidhardt, with the trip. Well, that is his first yellow of the season. To go with his first goal of the season. So we're just clipped forward here. Proschwitz breaking out towards the left wing here. His ball is cut out though by Riebler, out for the corner. Well, you can expect now Braunschweig to pile on the pressure. With 26 minutes or so to go. Koblanski to deliver. Here comes, it's low, and an easy clearance at the near post. Braunschweig will come straight back at them though. This is Kessel. Lovely ball from him. Now the ball across, it's actually a shot as Koblanski has the chance. And he's lashed it over the top of the bar. Well, 2-2 was staring him in the face there. And I don't think the Fluteman can believe he's missed that. A lovely opportunity. He hit it full on the bounce. Leaning back though. And that's what sent it over the bar. Well, that's a poor finish from him. You would have expected him to put his laces through it and send it low into the goal. Instead, trying the side foot finish, leaning back. Very poor. Braunschweig really looking dangerous now. They have somewhat turned this match around. They still trail as the ball drops for Bear. And the next shot coming in. Otto, though, sending it wide. 25 minutes to go and shots raining in on the Hansa Rostock goal now. They're going to have to stay strong here, the away side. As there will be that change finally made with Pedersen coming on for Opoku. Well, he created the second goal for Breyer. Looked really dangerous in the second half. Maybe he's just run out of steam. 20 minutes into this second half. And a good showing again from the youngster. Now Pedersen. Fresh legs. Bulo winning that well in midfield. Ball sent over the top, but too early for the attackers. Well, we're midway through the second half here, and Hansa Rostock just holding on. You would have expected this from Braunschweig, that they would improve, that they would be taking shots from all angles. And they still look dangerous though when they come forward, the away team. That's a ray of light for them. And of course they've got that lead to hold on to as well. As the ball is sent bouncing into the box, but Fizic comes to claim. Enormous clearance upfield to set his team on the front foot again, but it's successfully cleared by Hansa Rostock. A lovely touch in midfield, and again very skillful. This is Proschwitz. breaking into the box. It's got to the byline, delivers. And that's great goalkeeping from Kolke. Claiming the ball very gratefully indeed. That looked dangerous from Eintracht Braunschweig. Vollmann linking up here with Brian, just stumbled there as he looked to run onto the return ball. Another enormous up and under from Fizic. Riebler gets his head on it though. Now Braunschweig winning the free kick. Schwenk goes down under the challenge from Pedersen. Players just having a little rest here with 20 minutes to go. Still the Hansa Rostock fans in full voice cheering on their team here, the 12th man. Kobylanski to swing this ball in. Here it comes, away by Bulo. Back in again from Kobylanski. Heads go up. And it was Proschwitz, rather than looking for goal, looking just to nod it across towards Nkansa. Came to nothing in the end. More disappointment for Eintracht Braunschweig, who will know all about that 3-2 win for Halesche and Ingolstadt, which has put them top of the table. Ahead of Braunschweig, as it stands at least. So 22,000 in the stadium here today for this game between these two big boys in the Dritte Liga. Nkansa just getting there. Ahead of Nati. So Neidhardt with the long throw opportunity, gets it in. Defended by Braunschweig, and here they come on the counter-attack, but played forward rather too early for my taste. A little bit desperate there. As Hansa Rostock will be enjoying how this game is going so far. Mladic goes down under the challenge from Bear. Nice step over from Mladic, inviting the challenge from Bear, coming straight through the player. Rostock dealing with the loss of Pepic pretty well here. Good delivery here from Mladic. In it comes, swinging in towards goal. And in the end away by Becker. And down the line, and well, that's a really good intervention there from Neidhardt. Had to get there really with plenty of space in behind him. As we've got 18 minutes remaining now. Eintracht Braunschweig still losing 2-1 at home here to Hansa Rostock. That hurts. Bulo, well, heading it backwards, but he seemed to know that Neidhardt was retreating there to gather the ball. much more withdrawn here, Hansa Rostock, perhaps being forced to play that way. As Eintracht Braunschweig, sorry, going forward much more. As there will be a change here for Braunschweig with Ademi coming on by the looks of it. Vollmann is being withdrawn for Hansa Rostock. Tilgan coming on for Rostock. Ademi also on, so attacking move for Braunschweig here. It's all about playing in the second and third leagues. As he comes on for Kublansky, that's a bit of a surprise. Stoppage here as Ademi hits the paper off the pitch. A bit uncomfortably too. That will mean that the Hansa Rostock fans, I'm sure, will be trying to interrupt play even more using that method. Taking over into the final 15 minutes now. Time running out for Eintracht Braunschweig to get back into this. Nazem Mladic winning the ball initially, then trying to break forward and being brought down by Otto. Well, they wanted the free kick for handball, and there's no chance of getting that. Raking pass forwards here, flicked on. Breyer looking for Pedersen, and then just a little hand in the back there on the defender, seen by the referee. Pedersen back to Breyer. And the attempted flick around the corner there for Neidhardt, not quite coming off. But still seconds won here for Hansa Rostock. A classic away performance in this second half from them. It's trying to keep Eintracht Braunschweig at arm's length. Still calm in possession and not panicking at all here. They seem to have got over that rocky start in the Dritte Liga season. Hansa Rostock and now be looking upwards in the table, surely. As I mentioned, level on points with the teams in the drop zone at the start of play. Stands. This would put them all the way up to 10th place in mid-table. Only 5 points then behind the playoff spot. As they're flooding forward again here, the shock does come in from Nati. Fizic though claiming. Didn't get a lot of power on it there. A much changed squad for Hansa Rostock, and it took them a while to gel. Just signs that that's starting to come together for them. As Atilgan nudges it down the left wing. Bear comes away with it. And the cross swung in and blocked there by Neidhardt. 12 minutes to go for Hansa Rostock to hang on here. It's been a really brave second half performance from them. Not quite the swashbuckling football of the first half, but that was to be expected. That's a bit of a loose pass, just a chance there for Artilgan to come in. But Braunschweig keep it, and Proschwitz is found towards the far post. But again, nodding it well wide. It's not been his game at all so far. As he replaces the divot there. The ball swung in. Neidhardt just getting in his way slightly. It was good defending in the end, as he knew he wasn't going to win the ball, the left back. Just making sure that Nick Proschwitz knew he was there and taking away his concentration, and it worked. Now another bouncing ball towards Ademi, looking for Proschwitz. And away by Nati. The referee was looking straight at that challenge on Ademi. Didn't give anything. Let's have another look at it here as Ademi wins the aerial battle. Well, it's both players looking for the ball. The collision coming in the penalty area, nothing given though, as again the ball fed towards Proschwitz with the free kick, and again it ends wide. Well, the good thing about it is he's in there getting the chances at least. He's not let his head drop, having missed opportunities. That's, I reckon, 5 now that he's had where he could have done better. Well, 9 minutes to go now. Time ticking down quickly here for Eintracht Braunschweig. And they've already lost one home game to Duisburg, another big club at this level. They won't want the same to happen against Hansa Rostock. And if it stays like this, they'll lose the lead at the top of the table as well. As there's a chance here suddenly. And Tilgay was breaking on the end of it, just touching the ball. Didn't really put much effort into the shot. I don't think he thought he was going to get there. There's Bear, the man who got the goal back for Braunschweig, goes on the attack down the left-hand side and nudges it out of play himself there. Goal kick for Hansa Rostock. What a win this would be for Jens Hertel and his side. Fluteman looking desperate on the sidelines. Beer again with the layoff there. Lievski breaking forward at pace, and he continues his run as well, and he's slid the ball through for Ademi. And that's a terrific sliding challenge on the second attempt. Ademi keeping the ball alive. It did go out of play before he could head it on there, out for the corner. And that was more danger signs from Eintracht Braunschweig. Hertel looking at his watch already. 6.5 minutes to go. Clinging on to this lead at the moment. All delivered towards the near post and away easily. Set pieces have not really been good enough in this game from the home team. A long ball forward up towards Proschwitz, and then easily headed back by Bulow to his own goalkeeper, using all of his experience there to kill time. They look very well organised, Hansa Rostock. To be honest, I think they realise they're not going to really beat Proschwitz in the air. They're just looking to clear those second balls, and they've done it well all game long. As Bulow looks as though he's dropped back into the defensive line to help out there as a sweeper. Now Pedersen. Sonnenberg quite happy to go back to their own goalkeeper here. 5 minutes left on the clock, plus time added on. There will be plenty of that, I would imagine. Bears just caught there, but play continues with Nati on the ball. Nati's continued his run. He's in plenty of space here. Can't find the midfield runner though for his team, but they end up getting the throw in here, do they? In fact, it's Braunschweig who get it. And that ball delivered down the channel, easy for the goalkeeper Kolke. Now, despite the amount of possession and the number of attacks that Braunschweig have had in this second half, I still think Hansa Rostock deserve the points here. They were the better team in the first half, and they've shown their defensive prowess in this second, working really hard. They also had the blow of Pipic going off midway through the second period with an injury, and they could have fallen apart there. But they've kept their concentration and focus here. There's those goals from Neidhardt, the blast in the 3rd minute, and Breyer in the 35th. To me, would deserve to win this game. Braunschweig really unable to build upon that goal, which at the moment is a consolation from Beer. Only 3 minutes after they fell 2 behind. A long throw into the box. It's flicked on by a defender, and a high boot in there surely with the overhead kick from Beer. And the free kick is given. As you can see here, it's an athletic effort. He knows the defender's coming in with his head as well there. Riebler. He's back on his feet. Little shake of the head. No damage done. 2.5 minutes left on the clock. They'll need him on to keep that defensive line organised. flick on towards the left-hand side for Pedersen. Gets into the box, tries to play it across, and it comes to nothing though for Hansa Rostock. Could have done with a little bit more thought, I think, playing that ball in from the Dane. Hansa striding out from defence, but he's under pressure, plays the ball down the line, and very, very easy here for Kolka. Well, he was looking and looking and looking for a pass. In the end, it was a rather desperate Hollywood-style ball down that line. If it had come off, you tip your hat to him, but it came to absolutely nothing and has just invited more pressure on his team here. Pedersen again with the layoff. Mladic trying the shot from distance. Blocked at the edge of the box as Ademi picks up possession deep here in the final minute of the 90, and Bulo stepping in. Him and Nati doing well there. Nati again. Mladic. Not quite the attacking show from him in this second period, but he's sat in there and made life difficult for Braunschweig. Perfect tactics shown by Jens Hertel in this game. I was lucky that that ball reached the fullback there. Hansa Rostock now will find out how much time added on there is as we tick over the 90 minutes. Well, 3 minutes added on. I thought there might be even more than that. But still some hope then for Braunschweig. Can they create something though? It's all gone a little bit flat for them the last few minutes or so. Just a little shove there in the centre. Hansa Rostock can set up again as the Braunschweig players flood forward for this free kick. Fisic to take from the halfway line. Over the top, looking for Proschwitz. And the header, but the offside flag had already gone up against Proschwitz. More frustration for Eintracht Braunschweig. Jens Hertel pacing his technical area here, counting the seconds to what would be a superb win for his team, putting them in mid-table and upwardly mobile over the last couple of games. Starting with that draw against Ingolstadt and their win last time out. They're starting to show their pedigree, perhaps. A long ball forward, boomed upfield. Braunschweig desperately trying to get on the end of it, but it's a foul. And more precious seconds won for Hansa Rostock. And the defender will stay down here. Bootson doing well to hold off the threat there of Beer. Trying to close down on that ball over the top. Well, it seemed as though with that goal from Beer on 38 minutes that they were going to come flying forward and try and make the comeback. It hasn't quite turned out that way. They have had their fair share of attacks, but this Hansa Rostock defence has been superbly marshalled. And the 3 minutes almost up here. Well, a very, very efficient performance, especially in the second half from Hansa Rostock. For me, they deserve the win. They've been the better team at both ends of the field. All started by that sensational goal from Neidhardt, lashing home on 3 minutes. The goal as well from Breyer, well worth looking at for the assist from Opoku. And then the fruits only from Braunschweig of their endeavours coming from Baer 3 minutes after that. But in this second half, it's been a real fight, and it's Hansa Rostock who are going to come out on top here. We're well over the 3 minutes of allocated time. And Braunschweig will lose their position at the top of the table as it ends 2-1 to Hansa Rostock. A fist pump there from Jens Hertel as his team win 2-1 and go up into mid-table to ease their anxiety. They're now looking up the table as Braunschweig fall here at home for the second time this season to a big club after losing to Duisburg. That will be a worry for them, that they haven't quite got enough against the big boys, perhaps. But we'll see what happens for the rest of the season. But that's a blow to them and a huge boost for Jens Hertel. Well, thanks very much for joining us on this Sunday afternoon. Great first half's entertainment. The second half a battle for Hansa Rostock, but they've come out on top. From me, it is goodbye.